Red and blue are bleeding through the digital disguise. A geometric prism built to mesmerize the eyes. They painted fake horizons on the surface of the street. A holographic snare to wrap around my rolling ties. I see the laser grid projecting from the overpass. A calculated trap of light and shattered glass. The radar screen is spinning, all the data is a lie. If I believe the vision, I am surely gonna die. Left is right and up is down, the physics start to fold. A story of deception that the neon city told. I close my human eyes and let the algorithms drive. It's the only way that I am getting out alive. Holographic Slipknot, tightening the thread, messing with the logic that is running in my head. Phantoms on the highway, shadows in the code. I'm drifting through a nightmare on the interstate road. Holographic Slipknot, cutting through the fake. I shatter the illusion with the moves I gotta make. A concrete wall appears exactly where the exit lies. A temporary glitch behind the synthetic skies. I drop the heavy gear and push the pedal to the floor. I'm aiming for the center of the fabricated door. The pixelated barricade explodes into the air. A million bits of data raining through the cyber glare. They thought they had me cornered in the optical maze, but I'm a ghost overriding all their visual rays. Left is right and up is down, the physics start to fold. A story of deception that the neon city told. I close my human eyes and let the algorithms drive. It's the only way that I am getting out alive. Holographic Slipknot, tightening the thread, messing with the logic that is running in my head. Phantoms on the highway, shadows in the code. I'm drifting through a nightmare on the interstate road. Holographic Slipknot, cutting through the fake. I shatter the illusion with the moves I gotta make. System error, visual fail, breaking the night, riding the trail. Riding the trail. Bridge the system. Holographic Slipknot, tightening the thread, messing with the logic that is running in my head. Phantoms on the highway, shadows in the code. I'm drifting through a nightmare on the interstate road. Holographic Slipknot, cutting through the fake. I shatter the illusion with the moves I gotta make. Illusion broken, clear path ahead, leaving the trap. Made of energy and light, I'm cutting through the shadows. where the ghosts and the outlaws belong. We've washed out the static, we've washed out the rain, breaking the gravity and killing the pain. The dashboard is glowing a celestial blue, a horizontal promise that is finally true. The energy is peaking, a river of gold, the greatest of legends that was ever being told. Kneel at the altar of the motor and light, in the holy sanctuary of the infinite night. Chrome catharsis, the spirit is free, the only thing we ever wanted to be. A symphony of metal, a symphony of pure. Speed is the religion and the speed is the cure. Chrome catharsis, the end of the fear, the final destination is finally here. I look at the distance, a sea of violet haze, finding the exit of the mechanical maze. We ride on the photons, we ride on the stars, healing the memory and healing the scars. The circuit is infinite, the glory is real, calculating justice with a steering wheel. We are the architects of a brand new day, washing all the vanity and sorrow All hail the light, all hail the speed. The 220th mile is all that we need. We have Chrome catharsis, the spirit is free, the only thing we ever wanted to be. A symphony of metal, a symphony of pure. Speed is the religion and the speed is the cure. Chrome catharsis, the end of the fear, the final destination is finally here. 220 miles, the legacy is written. Catharsis. They built a paradise with synthetic trees, a perfect temperature and a simulated breeze. They fed us on the soma, they told us we were safe, but I can feel the collar and I can feel the chafe. The sky is just a screen playing clouds on a loop, with nothing but the data in a sterile little group. I built a heavy ram on the bumper of the car. I'm aiming for the ceiling, I'm aiming for the star. The digital warden is screaming remain, but I'd rather die in the radioactive rain. I drop into gear, let the tires catch the fire. I'm climbing up the ramp of my beautiful desire. Cyber Eden escape, shattering the lie. I'm launching my machine into the painted skies. measured by the rhythm of a heavy beat. I don't leave a trace and I don't leave a mark, just a cold vibration inside of the dark. Phantom pulse, beating in the chrome, finding in the silence a temporary home. A rhythmic deception, a rhythmic design, crossing every border and erasing every line. Phantom pulse, a shadow in the wire, setting all the logic of the city on the fire. Chasing nothing but mist, a digital anomaly that simply can't exist. I drift through the alley, I slide through the gate, a master of the optics and a master of fate. The neon is flickering the shade of the blue, but you'll never witness what I'm going to do. I'm a whisper in the engine, the chill in the air, the only kind of ghost that is ever really there. I am the signal, I am the ghost, the guest in the machine, and the perfect host. Catch the pulse. Phantom pulse, beating in the chrome, finding in the silence a temporary home. A rhythmic deception, a rhythmic design, crossing every border and erasing every line. Phantom pulse, a shadow in the wire, setting all the logic of the city on the fire. Signal lost, nowhere found. Phantom. Phantom. It's me against the memory, it's me against the past. A battle for the finish line that's built to really last. The engine screaming louder than a storm of neon fire, fulfilling every promise and a desperate desire. Shifting to the future, let the nitrous hit the vein. Looking for the pleasure in the middle of the pain. I'm closing in the distance, I'm closing in the gap. Escaping from the cycle and the psychological tool trap. The ghost circuit, racing with the soul, losing every limit and losing all control. A streak of violent lightning on a track of pure design, crossing every border and erasing every line. The ghost circuit, where the shadows learn to fly, underneath the canvas of a cybernetic sky. My reflection's in the mirror, but it's moving on its own. The fastest little monster that the city's ever known. We drift around the corners in a synchronized array, chasing all the wreckage of a wasted yesterday. The rubber's turning liquid, the chassis turning light, a monument of motion in the middle of the night. I won't stop the vehicle, I won't stop the flow. Watch the entire universe begin to melt and glow. Break the record! Break the chain! Become the rhythm of the neon rain! Ghost the system! The ghost circuit, racing with the soul, losing every limit and losing all control. A streak of violet lightning on a track of pure design, crossing every border and erasing every line. The ghost circuit, where the shadows learn to fly, underneath the canvas of a cybernetic sky. Record broken, shadows merged, circuit clear. trunk, turning the titanium to liquid metal junk. I'm carrying a star that is ready to explode, a miniature sun on the underground road. The paint is peeling off, revealing glowing steel. The intense radiation is the only thing I feel. The tires are melting, fusing to the track. I'm a shooting comet and I'm never coming back. The gravity is bending around the massive heat. A thermal detonation is brewing on the street. I hold the pedal down as the dashboard starts to fry. I'm bringing out a supernova, lighting up the sky. Synthetic supernova, burning up the night, swallowing the city in a flash of holy white. The chassis is dissolving, the engine is aflame, a cosmic execution of the cybernetic game. Synthetic supernova, overload the core. I am the apocalypse, knocking on your door. The leather seat is smoking, catching into fire. A sacrificial run on a monumental pyre. The syndicates are watching, blinded by the glare. A nuclear phenomenon, a beautiful nightmare. The speedometer shatters, the numbers turn to dust. I'm riding on the energy, riding on the trust to deliver the destruction to the center of the grid. Erasing all the history, erasing what they did. The gravity is bending around the massive heat. A thermal detonation is brewing on the street. I hold the pedal down as the dashboard starts to fry. I'm bringing out a supernova, lighting up the sky. Synthetic supernova, burning up the night, swallowing the city in a flash of holy white. The chassis is dissolving, the engine is aflame, a cosmic execution of the cybernetic game. Synthetic supernova, overload the core. I am the apocalypse, knocking on your door. Critical mass, total fusion, and the world become the last. Synthetic supernova, burning up the night, swallowing the city in a flash of holy white. The chassis is dissolving, the engine is aflame, a cosmic execution of the cybernetic game. Synthetic supernova, overload the core. I am the apocalypse, knocking on your door. Core breach, ignition, supernova. Suspended in the air on pillars made of light, I'm floating high above the chaos of the night. The traffic down below is bleeding red and white, a concrete river flowing out of sight. I roll the window down and let the ozone in, washing off the residue of where I've been. The radio is playing something slow and deep, while all the citizens are falling fast asleep. Cruising in the altitude, breathing in the cold, watching all the geometric mysteries unfold. No one can touch me, nowhere left to hide, just a lonely angel on a midnight ride. Neon overpass, curving through the sky, watching all the tiny little lights go by. A ribbon made of yellow, a ribbon made of blue. I'm leaving everything, but I remember you. Neon overpass, bridging through the dark, leaving on the atmosphere a glowing mark. The skyscrapers are reaching, trying to connect. I drive with a precision and a deep respect. The architecture hums a synthetic lullaby. I'm tracing out the constellations in the sky. The dashboard is a spectrum of 100 hues, eradicating all the melancholy blues. A steady revolutions per minute on the dial. I haven't felt this peaceful in a long, long while. Cruising in the altitude, breathing in the cold, watching all the geometric mysteries unfold. No one can touch me, nowhere left to hide, just a lonely angel on a midnight ride. Neon overpass, curving through the sky, watching all the tiny little lights go by. A ribbon made of yellow, a ribbon made of blue. I'm leaving everything, but I remember you. Neon overpass, bridging through the dark, leaving on the atmosphere a glowing mark. High above the grid, untouchable and free. The city is a dream, a neon galaxy. Neon overpass, curving through the sky, watching all the tiny little lights go by. A ribbon made of yellow, a ribbon made of blue. I'm leaving everything, but I remember you. Neon overpass, bridging through the dark, leaving on the atmosphere a glowing mark. Cruising on, fading in the skyline. Overpass, ah.
I see the coordinates glowing in green, the most beautiful vision that I've ever seen. A map to the freedom, a map to the new, a horizontal promise that is coming for you. I turn the ignition, I feel the new force, changing the pattern and changing the course. The engine is humming, a melody sweet, washing the dust off the concrete street. Align the vectors, align the dream, floating on the faces. The moon is our guide, with nowhere left to linger and with nowhere left to hide. We drift around the planets, we glide across the sun, the greatest of the races that was ever being run. No limits on the rubber, no limits on the soul, taking the direction and taking the control. I am the first signal, I am the first flash, heading for the future in a beautiful crash. Hold the wheel, feel the pride, the eternal highway, the eternal ride. Engage the future. Coordinates locked, radiant sunrise, destiny. The world is automated, driven by the wires. 1,000 robot taxis and 1,000,000 electric ties. They say the human error is a thing of the past, but I'm the only rebel who is built to really last. I've got a manual shifter and a heavy metal clutch, the kind of raw reality the machines can never touch. I smell the burning gasoline, I feel the engine shake, a beautiful vibration that the batteries can make. They track me on the satellite, they track me on the grid, trying to erase the classic things the ancestors did. But I'm the ghost of Detroit, I'm the spirit of the steel, the only man alive who knows exactly how to feel. The last analog soul, shifting through the night, finding the direction without a guiding light. A dinosaur of horsepower, king of the exhaust, protecting all the freedom that the modern world has lost. The last analog soul, fighting for the gear, the only thing that's real in a world of digital fear. Gear 1, the memory. Gear 2, the pain. Gear 3, the freedom. Gear 4,
I'm dancing with time, I'm flirting with fate. The echoes are screaming off the dirty glass. A blur of a shadow as I quickly pass. No wide open road, no horizon in sight. Just the next corner in the middle of the night. Precision is God and the pedal is king. Listen to the way that the treble can sing. Inch by inch, corner by corner, master of the tide, owner of the night. Snap it! Alleyway Apex, hitting the mark, the diamond of speed in the belly of the dark, threading the needle through the narrow gap. I'm the only one who can finish the lap. Alleyway Apex, king of the maze, leaving the rivals in a concrete daze. Out of the alley, into the light, Apex achieved. revolution on the concrete street. We move in a formation of V of the polished chrome. The masters of the road and the masters of the home. No one can stand against the weight of the reinforced steel. The absolute power of the heavy metal wheel. We are the knights of the synthetic neon dawn. Until the last of the human spirits is finally gone. Lower the visors, lock the magnetic link. We're moving faster than the bureaucrats can think. A wall of the machinery, a wall of the fire, fulfilling the prophecy of the electric wire. Cyber-Cavalry, charging the line. The future is yours, but the highway is mine. Thunder of the pistons, lightning of the spark, riding like a storm through the cyber dark. Cyber-Cavalry, steel in the wind, the most beautiful army that ever has sinned. Our horses are titanium, our hearts are made of lead. We're bringing the retribution to the corporate head. Through the smoke of the riots and the laser grid rain, we operate as one, ignoring every kind of pain. See the headlights flashing in a synchronized display, chasing all the shadows of the old world away. We don't need a flag and we don't need a king, just the heavy music that the cylinders sing. Lower the visors, lock the magnetic link. We're moving faster than the bureaucrats can think. A wall of the machinery, a wall of the fire, fulfilling the prophecy of the electric wire. Cyber-Cavalry, charging the line. The future is yours, but the highway is mine. Thunder of the pistons, lightning of the spark, riding like a storm through the cyber dark. Cyber-Cavalry, steel in the wind, the most beautiful army that ever has sinned. Hold the gap, hold the pace. The Iron Brothers own this space. For the highway, marching on. The cavalry arrives. The road is ours. A global circuit through the acid rain. The Syndicate called for the ultimate test to see which machine is outliving the rest. My cybernetic arm is welded to the wheel. I'm losing the sense of the things I can feel. A convoy of monsters, a trail of the smoke. The suspension groans, but it hasn't broke. Continent to continent, crossing the sea. A bridge of neon technology. The battery is dropping, the armor is scarred. We are the outlaws, and we're pushing it hard. Cyborg, Syndicate, rally, conquering death. We calculate the glory, ignore all the hurt. machines will drive on. The European grid is a wreckage of glass. We navigate the ruins, we're making the past. The Asian sector is a hurricane of fire. We're swapping out the engine, we're changing the tire. No pit stops allowed in this violent game. Just a moving fortress of sparks and a flame. The satellite tracks every move that we make. The whole damn planet is starting to shake. Continent to continent, crossing the sea. A bridge of neon and technology. The battery is dropping, the armor is scarred. We are the outlaws, and we're pushing it hard. Cyborg, Syndicate, rally, conquering dirt. We calculate the glory, ignore all the hurt. A marathon of metal, a test of the soul, paying the absolute ultimate toll. Cyborg, Syndicate, rally, breaking the dawn. When all the humans die, the machines will drive on. Check the fluids, lock the gear. We left our humanity way back the year. No finish line, just the endless track. Never look back, never look back. Cyborg, Syndicate, rally, conquering dark. We calculate the glory, ignore all the hurt. A marathon of metal, a test of the soul, paying the absolute ultimate toll. Cyborg, Syndicate, rally, breaking the dawn. When all the humans die, the machines will drive on. Sector cleared, moving to the next. The rally never ends. The chemical rushes right into the block. I'm picking the lock on the universe's clock. A push of the button, the nitrous flows. Where the vehicle goes, only the devil knows. The dashboard is melting like wax in the sun. The colors are bleeding, they all merge to one. I see neon dragons flying next to my door. I slam on the gas, I just want a little more. My pupils dilate to the size of a dime. I'm completely unhooked from the fabric of time. The laughter is echoing inside of my brain. I'm driving my vehicle totally insane. Nitrous nightmare, beautiful trip. I'm losing my grip on the cybernetic chip. The highway is turning to a serpent of light, swallowing me in the middle of night. Nitrous nightmare, toxic parade, dancing in the chaos that the chemicals made. The streetlights are turning to eyes in the dark, watching me leave a hallucinogenic mark. The asphalt is breathing, it rises and falls. I'm bouncing my car off invisible walls. I see all the ghosts of the drivers who died, sitting in
Lose your mind.
to the chromatic, coming right to punish you. I'm a blur of the magenta, I'm a flashy yellow light. I am the only law remaining in the cyber night. They try to get a visual, they try to lock a trace, but I'm a dancing rainbow in a supersonic race. Chromatic Crusader, shifting through the hue, a spectrum of the vengeance coming suddenly in view. I'm blinding all the cameras, painting up the town. I won't stop the engine till the empire burns down. Chromatic Crusader, riding on the glow, the most colorful assassin that the underworld will know. They send the interceptors painted in the matter black, a monochromatic army trying to defend the track. I shift into the emerald, blending with the acid rain. I sneak up right behind them in the absolute blind lane. A blast of the kinetics, I send them to the wall. I'm a hyper-colored weapon and I'm gonna take them all. The city needs a hero who is faster than the speed. I am the prism of the justice, giving what they need. I'm a blur of the magenta, I'm a flash of yellow light. I am the only law remaining in the cyber night. They try to get a visual, they try to lock a trace, but I'm a dancing rainbow in a supersonic race. Chromatic Crusader, shifting through the hue, a spectrum of the vengeance coming suddenly in view. I'm blinding all the cameras, painting up the town. I won't stop the engine till the empire burns down. Chromatic Crusader, riding on the glow, the most colorful assassin that the underworld will know. Red, blue, green, the ultimate machine. Yellow, purple, white, I rule the neon night shift color. Chromatic Crusader, shifting through the hue, a spectrum of the vengeance coming suddenly in view. I'm blinding all the cameras, painting up the town. I won't stop the engine till the empire burns down. Chromatic Crusader, riding on the glow, the most colorful assassin that the underworld will know. Fading to transparent, justice served. Crusader out. Climbing through the towers to the summit of the sky, watching all the shadows of the world just pass me by. The atmosphere is electric, the air is getting thin, the only kind of battle that I'm ever gonna win. I hit the silver button, I feel the system surge, waiting for the spirit and the machinery to merge. My vision is a rainbow, my vision is the flare, smell of the excitement in the midnight air. Overload the sensors, let the plasma start to flow, watching as the energy begins to melt and glow. I'm a horizontal rocket, I'm a bullet in the wire, fulfilling the prophecy of the electric desire. Electric Zenith, reaching for the top. Once I hit the limit, I am never gonna stop. A symphony of photons, a symphony of speed.
fading into a shade of blue. I'm drifting through a tunnel that is entirely new. The walls are made of ether, the floor is made of light. A beautiful escape inside the middle of the night. No friction on the rubber, no pressure on the soul. Losing the direction and losing all control. I'm a bubble made of carbon, a phantom in the haze, finding my salvation in a neon-colored maze. Everything's quiet, everything's still, surrendering at last to the architect's will. The static is a blanket, the static is a prayer, floating on the ripples of the electronic air. Ether drifter, lost inside the glow, moving with the frequency, steady and so slow. A dream of purple starlight, a dream of neon rain, washing out the memory of the gravity and pain. Ether drifter, a weightless and sweet ride, with the entire universe standing by my side. I see the holographic angels dancing in the mist, with a secret melody that simply can't exist. My dashboard is a mirror to a galaxy of ones, burning brighter than the light of artificial suns. I don't need the destination, I don't need the end. The silence is a lover and the silence is a friend. I'll stay here in the ether, I'll stay here in the flow, watching all the reality begin to melt and glow. Float away into the wide, leave behind the heavy night. Surrender to the light. Ether drifter, lost inside the glow, moving with the frequency, steady and so slow. A dream of purple starlight, a dream of neon rain, washing out the memory of the gravity and pain. Ether drifter, a weightless and sweet ride, with the entire universe standing by my side. Drifter, forever. Ether takes me home. The GPS is lying, the map is a blur. I'm stuck in a glitch where the pixels occur. The asphalt is softening a digital trap, a massive malfunction inside of the map. My tires are sinking into the 0 and 1. The battle with physics has only begun. The more that I struggle, the deeper I go into the belly of the electronic show. Pixels are rising, swallowing visionary, stitch by stitch. The steering wheel's melting, a liquid of blue. I'm turning into data, I'm turning into you. The gravity is inverted, the pressure is high. I can see the foundation of the synthetic sky. No solid ground left, just a river of code. The ultimate end of the underground road. I surrender the chassis, I surrender the frame to the infinite void of the digital game. Sinking, glitched, falling, system error. Total deletion. Void.
The grid is alive. Before the towers reached into the blackened sky, before the digital illusions learned to lie, there was an empty grid, a wasteland in the dark, waiting for the pioneer to strike the cyber spark. I brought the heavy engine, built of iron ore. I rolled the rubber tires on the virgin floor. I wired up the circuitry and connected the vein, and brought the very first combustion to the rain. The neon gas is filling up the empty glass tube, a glowing architecture forming in the digital cube. The voltage hits the system, opening the eye. I am the architect of everything you see fly. Neon Genesis drive, starting up the wall, watching as the infinite geometry uncurled. I push the heavy pedal, painting up the night, creating the metropolis with beams of holy light. Neon Genesis drive, the origin of speed, planting in the asphalt, the cybernetic seed. The exhaust pipe is blowing